Hey everybody, welcome to the pre-market outlook session for the final day in the final week of March. So we are going to finish this March month, which is totally different from the recent history that was in positive whenever the March is actually closing the month of one. And this is the first time the phase has turned out and which is going to close on a negative note. Anyhow, we are having few more days in the calendar month until 31st. We have to wait and see how much percentage of recovery or how much percentage of the extension of the ongoing bearish trend is going to make on the Nifty while it is going to finish the month of March. Anyhow, that is not the point here to be discussed in advance. Here we have to discuss about today's one with the review of the previous behavior of the Nifty, which has finished on Wednesday. Based on the previous session, the volatility, however, acted well on the market. The positivity somewhat maintained on the throughout the day, we can say. So because of that attempts it has taken to with a gap up manner, with an attempt of holding the important supports after opening with a gap up manner, and attraction of the buying it has witnessed while nearing to the even for minor supports. This and all what indicate means it is clearly in the conviction of attracting the buying, and the uncertainties, though they are scattered around the securities asset classes, this particular or Indian market based one, the behavior what it is telling means based on the uncertainties and geopolitical tensions which has triggered the uncertainties, the developments what and all happening between the economies who are all making these war activities, which is keenly and closely being monitored by the market. So in the terms, which is now has the mixed signals from both side of regions. So the probability will be making higher chances for getting ceasefire or at least for the temporary halt in the war activities, which is only being indicated by the recent talks, recent announcements, and recent movements, we can say, from the Israel and the US side, and the reaction given by the intermediaries between these two regions. And finally, somewhat it has been pitched on the talks between the two economies to halt the war by the Iran side also. So this is a good development. We can see the thing is going to impact on the markets well, even though the markets, because of uncertainties being happened for the recent 2 days. So it is now going to open on a lower manner, but the spree about the negativity has somewhat reduced when compared to the previous day. Because of the holiday, we not had an market session for the India. During this period, the heat about going higher kind of lower opening or lower points or negativity has somewhat resolved, and it is now going to be over 100%, 100 points of negative open. That is maybe also can see the chance for reducing further. If it is opening above 23,100 level means that is enough. And after opening at 23,100 level, if it is holding the level for the first 15 minutes and next immediate 15 minute, or in case not any other 15 minutes movement is giving a confirmation above the level of first 15 minute high means we can see the Nifty's attempt probably happening towards revisiting 23,300 after the Wednesday's session. So in case, conversely, if you want to think, in the first 15-minute low, what it is going to make, provided it will be higher than the 23,100 as an immediate and interim support for the Nifty. In case if it closes below the first 15-minute low, you should actually mind about not entering the short immediately, because 23,100, as long as it is getting protected or held by the Nifty, no short positions are advised. You can utilize any bounces to build the shorts. That is to near to the resistance point of 23,300 or above the point. Not between 23,100 to 23,300, we are advising any short position kind of activities. In case, if it is closing below the 23,100 in any time frame, right from the 15 minutes to any time frame, if you want to take, that can be treated as a chance for building shorts, but not immediately after. Wait for another retracement kind of activities after it closes below 23,100 if you are a safe trader. If you are a risky trader, then immediately after getting confirmation below the close of 23,100, you can take the chance for making short positions, particularly for the day. This is the strategy for short building. So after discussing these two strategies based on the 23,100 as a pivotal level, in case by chance the Nifty opens below 23,100, the 23,050 to 23,000 as a whole will be needed to be watched out whether this particular 23,000 level finally is giving support or attracting buying or creating demand for buyers. Then you can decide about entering into the long. If it is being protected for the first 1 hour, that means if the Nifty holds 23,000 as a support for the first 1 hour, based on the confirmation it is giving for the next immediate 1 hour. That means what? From 9:15 to 10:15, the Nifty should hold 23,000 as a support. It should move, or it should at least hold this 23,000 level. Then we have to exercise our strategies based on the confirmation it is providing in the next 1 hour. That is what? 10:15 to 11:15. This 1 hour, if it maintains the same or at least a bit higher also, will help the Nifty to construct well and move towards 23,300 without any hesitation. For that confirmation, you need to be watched out. First 1 hour close about 23,000, then the next 1 hour will be on the same or at least previous 1 hour. First 1 hour's low point above, it should actually close. That means yes, bit higher low it can be formed. In that manner, once confirmation you get, you can think of building the long positions with a free mind and with higher conviction too. That is another strategy one can follow for the day. Finally, in the third scenario, in case Nifty not respected and failed to close or hold the 23,000 as a support for the entire day, once it breaks, that is a signal, and after breaking 23,000 as a level, that Nifty may be trying to fall further to 22,900 level as a final support for the day. So in that manner, if you want to utilize that 100 points of a slide, you can build the shorts based on 23,000 breakdown. Even for a safe trader, after breaking 23,000, wait for a 50 point at least a retracement on the Nifty side up to 23,050, where you can build the shorts for the 22,900 target. About to 150 point you can get. So in case after breaking and giving confirmation, once the Nifty retraces beyond 23,050, there is no need to get panic about the Nifty will be getting a direction towards positive side like it could not, because after giving a confirmation below 23,000 breakdown, it may not be attracting any meaningful buying, even though it is trying to recover or give a bounce towards 23,100 level till. For a convicted buying, if you want to see on the chart after breaking down or giving a failure movement by holding 23,000 means it should decisively cross 21,000 and close above to that point at least for 1 hour. Then only, even though it is giving a breakdown and getting a bounce, it should have a confirmation of 23,100 above close in the 1 hour time frame to re-enter or to get back the positivity on the charts. These are all the major strategies we have discussed for the day to utilize by you because of the mixed signals and uncertainties across the global because of the geopolitical tensions. These three kind of scenarios should be minded, and based on the confirmation where it is giving, you can adopt the same strategy and move forward with the strategies you are going to adopt. So that is what the thing we want to share with you all before taking your trading decisions for the day. Anyhow, the opening trend as expected and discussed, it is going to be a lower one, reflecting particularly the Asian region's weakness. After opening, the things and all will be moving based on the strategies we have discussed. Overall, the levels what we can maintain means for the day 23,300 on the higher side and 23,000 as a whole on the lower side should be minded as a support and a resistance level. In case 23,000 level getting broken, 22,900 with 100 points of immediate support, you can see the chance. Anyhow, with a buy on dips and sell on rise strategies, in both strategies, you have to adapt today because of the uncertainties. Anyhow, the slight favor towards positive trend or up towards a bullish kind of trend we can expect. Because of that, more than the sell on rise, it would be prudent to somewhat increase or somewhat have a higher chances of utilizing buy on dips. That means what? If the support levels are getting held for the Harley prediction we have made, you can, with an increased lot and increased quantities manner, you can approach the long trading practice on the Nifty rather than getting confirmation and giving a short kind of trading practices. So slight bit means a 55% of positivity there when compared to 45% of negativity for the day. This is a clear picture we can give. For the sectors, we can see major heavy-weighted sectors starting with banking, finance, energy, metal, and for the defensive purpose, as it has started acting on the Wednesday itself, we can see the continuation on the trend on the FMCG. So that can be focused well, and automobile defense also may be focused. All these sectors are actually having a short covering based upside bounce. If and all happening, these sectors will be participating higher. Other than these, capital goods, media, public sector, enterprises, and telecom, oil and gas, in all the way, real estate till, it may not be having a strength to participate in the positive side. On the stocks front, based on the news, stocks like Infosys Arabindo Pharma, Bharat Electronics, Global Health, that means Medanda, LIC of India, IREDA, NHPC. Based on the news, one can follow these stocks to get a chance for good return if you are trying to trade on these stocks. Keeping stop loss, of course, because of the mixed kind of actions and uncertainties, the volatility may be expected in a heightened manner. To manage this risk, it is, of course, needed to be maintain a stop loss strictly on all the transactions. In the positional trend, anyhow, this is not a good or a positive trend yet happened. Of course, after closing about 23,740 level consecutively 2 days in a row, then we can think of the resumption of bullish rally or recovery based rally, which may be continued till 24,700 level getting approached. So there only you can get the confirmation. Until then, every rise can be utilized to book some profits or exit some positions, reduce at least by the way of utilizing the bounces. In case if it breaks the recent lows or recent supports, the downward attempts may be continued by the Nifty side. So that's it from pre-market discussion we can have. So we hope we had a clear, elaborated way of discussion on the strategies what to be followed before taking in trading actions. We can see the query on which stock is best for long term during this situation. Yeah, very good question. This is going to be a helpful one for all the participators and all the traders and investors as our esteemed clients. The stocks which have been identified based on the fundamental valuations and analyzing the fundamentals across the history of the company and stocks price side and projecting the business, the management strength, the activities on the prices side in all the way with a fundo tech basis we used to do to analyze the stocks for investment purpose. So that is suggesting the stocks like Bharat Electronics Limited, Hindustan Copper Limited, and the third one can be HDFC Life. These are all already we have recommended for the 100% under the our potential stocks which are having 100% return for the long term. We have already recommended through the way of launching reels on the stock. So these stocks can be focused for your long-term wealth builder. Then you can enjoy, and which is not advised single shot of investment on this stock, which should be in the way of dividing your capital into several parts and make use of the price correction in case any happens on the stock. Even though there are no price correction, as a regular basis also one can keep the stocks on the portfolio of yours and keep enjoying the price benefit it is going to provide. Because if you are taking this chance as doing SIP kind of actions on the stocks we have recommended here, it would be a prudent one for making a higher return and will be enjoying the wealth creation with the terms of at least 3 to 5 years. You can really construct a big wealth creation based on these kind of activities on the stocks recommended. So that's it. So the query is asked to be repeated. See, for the long-term wealth creation, we have been working on continuously and provided some recommendations and will be provided more under our 100% return potential category. Under this 100% return potential category for the long term, like 3 to 5 years, We have recommended stocks like Hindustan Copper, Bharat Electronics, HDFC Life. These stocks already been recommended through the way of launching reels, which may be available based on the approach by your branch managers or branch staff, or by the way of approaching the customer care you can get. So that is what the stock we have recommended for the long term. So thank you for your participation in today's session. Yeah, you can get the stocks list. These are the 3 stocks we have till now recommended, including the next one, the Suzlon Energy. Yeah, that one also already discussed, already recommended. So going forward, 4 stocks I already recommended. Going forward, the many stocks will be falling under the pot. So once we have get ready about the list of stocks, what are all the recommendations we are going to provide under 100% return potential, we will be sharing with you all. So one by one, it will be launched. If you want the list, you can mail to the customer care and get the list of stocks. Thank you for your query. We can meet again in the pre-market outlook discussion on Monday. Going forward, the next Tuesday will be the holiday for the market. It is going to be a truncated one. And tomorrow, there will be a special session based on the current market scenario. With the review and the preview basis, we'll be discussing more deeper in the way of technical and historical analysis we have made based on the behavior analysis. That is going to give some hints about how the markets can be moving or approaching, how we have to follow the strategies, like the way we will be discussing in tomorrow's weekly market outlook session, which will be usually conducted around 11:30 a.m. We are expecting to meet you there. Until then, we wish everyone to have a fortune trading day today. Thank you. Bye-bye.